Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of 410 Sports Talk. I'm Glenn Martin here with my co-host James Haskell. And in this episode, we're going to discuss the recent signing, the Baltimore Ravens bringing in cornerback Tramon Williams, the veteran. But before we get into that signing, if you guys could take a second, give us hit the subscribe button, give us a like. And if you're interested in interacting more with the show, check out our Patreon. But Jimmy, Tramon Williams, what's your initial thoughts?
You know, I tell you what, you can count on a couple things. We're all going to die. We're all going to pay taxes. And the Ravens are going to make smart, great pickups mid-season via the trade or free agency market. Love it. I think it's great. I know that you got some stats you're going to share on him, but I think the most important thing, played all 16 games last year. So he's relatively speaking, he's an available guy, and he's an experienced vet, been around the league. And we need that right now in our cornerback room. Most definitely need it. So, yeah, I mean, I can't say anything bad about it. I think it's a great move. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think at face value, you see, wow, there's not too many 37-year-old cornerbacks still playing in the league. I mean, he might be the only one. But as PFF pointed out, he's somehow been able to kind of defy father time and kind of is aging gracefully and still able to contribute in coverage. Let me just say this. Last season, you mentioned he played in all 16 games last season. He had an 82.2 coverage grade according to PFF. That's phenomenal. Like that is incredible. I just in comparison, the guy who he presumably will be replacing is Terrell Bonds right now, who currently has a 39.9 coverage grade. So again, Bonds has a 39 grade. Tramon last season had an 82. So, I mean, it's
doubling
not even
him up and then some.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even close. And on top of him playing in all 16 games, he was productive. I mean, if my computer would allow me to, there it goes. He had 8 pass breakups. He had 2 interceptions last year. He had a forced fumble, 2 fumble recoveries, and 39 combined tackles. So the guy was productive. And it's not like we're going to ask him to go in and play a ton of snaps. We're going to ask him to come in and play in certain situations. But let me just say this, in case people are kind of on the fence about him. Last week, Terrell Bonds played 59 defensive snaps. That was almost 87% of the snaps. So let me ask you, would you rather have Bonds in there or Tramon Williams? I mean, I think the answer is pretty clear. And it's not like Bonds is going anywhere. He'll still be there. He'll still, if need be. But I think that I feel much more confident knowing the fact they're bringing in a guy who has seen everything. Nothing's going to shock him. So, you kind of worry about bringing a guy mid-season. Wow, it's going to take him a while to learn to play. But not a guy like Tramon Williams. He's seen it all, done it all, former Pro Bowl. The guy can play. So I'm excited. I think he just, like you said, another smart move from Eric DeCosta, bringing in a nice veteran to add to this lineup.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just to add some color there. Think about it now. You're not asking him to come in and be your Marcus Peters, be your Marlon Humphrey, even be your Jimmy Smith. With those 4, you add him to that crew, you make him the 4th corner. Man, that's a really good 4th corner. in my opinion. I mean, that re-solidifies, if it wasn't already known, the fact that we have the best cornerback room in the NFL, even despite some injuries that are happening. I think it's still not even a question. I don't think it's close. So yeah, I think it's a great pickup. I'm excited to see him play. I think he'll be up and running quickly and have an impact on this defense. Like you said, in the playoffs, we're going to hope we make a run here, making sure that a guy, like you said, has been around the block. He knows he's a vet, so he knows how to prepare himself physically, but also he's not going to be surprised by anything. I think that was a great point you brought up and really important. Nothing's going to throw him through a loop. And I think he's going to have a positive impact on this team here moving forward.
And I think what's really cool is the emergence of, or I guess the reemergence of Jimmy Smith this year. I mean, he has been absolutely phenomenal. We know what Marlon brings. He's in the conversation, defensive player of the year. And Peters, I think, is kind of thrusting himself in that same conversation. But what's interesting about that, now say what you want about PFF, but I think it's a pretty good non-biased grading system, especially in those positions where they don't accumulate a ton of stats. And corner's one of them, because some guys just don't get thrown at, and it's hard to grade how good they are. Well, according to PFF, that's just one source, Jimmy Smith was currently our highest rated coverage corner. at an 80 grade. You know, he's just 5 ahead of Marlon, who grades in at 75.2. Jimmy's at 80.2, and Marcus Peters just a 62 grade. Now we know he takes chances. So the fact that Tramon Williams had an 82 point something grade last year and playing in all 16 games, not a small sample size, that tells you he's pretty darn good and a guy they can count on. So yeah, I mean, I think it's an A plus, and I'm assuming we weren't able to track down any of the contract details, but I'm assuming it's a vet minimum. It's not something where if they decide they don't like what they're saying, they can get rid of them and it's not going to hurt their cap.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Ravens could, make some more moves. I know that they've restructured Tavon Mason. Jeez whiz. Tavon
Young?
Oh my gosh, Tavon Young. Jeez whiz. I just had a brain fart there. Tavon Young's contract. So that, I guess that's probably moving in the future, but the Ravens are always making moves to prepare themselves and keep themselves open for opportunities. So yeah, I'm really excited to see this guy, definitely not a kid. This guy throw on a Ravens helmet and make an impact on the team. I love our cornerback room. Let us know what you guys think. Happy about the signing. Was a surprise, something that we needed. Give us all your thoughts. We love to respond to your comments. Leave them in the comment section below, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
See you.